Greetings, everyone. Let me go ahead and finish lighting my incense. I've already lit my candle. It's good. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, so I did say I was going to come back and share with you the day ahead so that you could be able to, look, get a bird's eye view of what's happening going forward. Now, I'm using this particular deck, the Herbcrafters Tarot deck. I love this deck. However, it's got a lot of different layers to it. In this case, it's got the tarot, it's got the herbs, it has I would say, the designations between the different types of individuals. It uses the feminine aspect, the divine feminine. So we have the mother, the grandmother, the aunt, and the person themselves. And so there's so much that's going on. Tomorrow's card is the Three of Fire. There you go. And it's a calendula flower. Now, if you're in my group or you get a private reading from me, then we go extensively into what that herb is representing for you. But for general purposes, we can definitely glean from the tarot itself with this card. Now, I love the Three of Swords. I don't care all day long. I love the Three of Swords, especially when it shows up reversed. That's a fun card. It really means that you're now harnessing your personal mindset and you're not allowing others to influence you by their opinion of what they think that you can or cannot do. You are starting to feel strong in yourself to say what you can and cannot do. Okay, so that brings me to the cards that accentuate Friday's reading. We're going to use that reading as a base. Three of Swords reversed. You're stepping into yourself, your divine presence, your essence. You're knowing that you matter, that your words hold value, your thoughts hold value, and it doesn't need to be proven to anybody, right? You don't need to try to prove it. Whereas before you might have been trying to prove yourself. You're just getting so beyond that. Like, it's a waste of time to try to prove yourself to somebody, especially if they're not ready to see you evolving. So go figure. Like, why are you wasting all the energy? Which is why this particular deck that I'm about to use to accentuate that is the Hoodoo Tarot. So now I love the Hoodoo Tarot. The beautiful illustrations. One of my personal favorite illustrators, and I know her personally, is Caitlin and Foisey. There's the Hoodoo Tarot booklet. It's nice. There's some. It's not shallow. She goes a little bit into the story of each card, and the author is Tayana Lee McGiller, and that's who is going into the story of Hoodoo. Let me just be clear about that when it comes to the author as opposed to the illustrator. The artwork, she has her developed intuitive mind, and they work well together, these two. So anyway, so I'm going to pull this card. This is for Friday's card, okay? And let's see what it says. Oh, there's one. We'll see what's going on. One was a jumper, so it just needed to speak. I want to pull. There's another one. And there's another one. Okay. All right. They're coming out. Okay, the first one that is pulled. Let me put on my glasses, my specs. The first one is Two of Sticks. That's Two of Wands. There you go. Two of Wands. The second one is Miss Ida, which is, in this case, the High Priestess. Okay, so we have a major arcana with a minor card. So that means that it has some significance in your daily life. Okay? And the third card is Daughter of Baskets. So the daughter in this case is the page. and the Page of Cups. There you go, Page of Cups. Okay, but it showed up reversed in this card. So let's talk about Friday. Friday is about you stepping into your mental capacity, your mental power, you making decisions. Not that you have to verbalize them, but you just feel very sound in mind. And the card that is surrounds that or solidifies that is the Two of Sticks. You're getting to a place that you can see something far off and determine whether you need to put your energy into it. That's what's actually showing up tomorrow, which is why that Three of Fire is really important, because you're able to discern, do you need to involve yourself? Do you need to participate? How much of you do you need to get over? So give over. That is definitely why the High Priestess comes up. And I like the High Priestess, Miss Ida. There's a story in there about her. But anyway, this is more or less saying you don't have to speak everything that you know. You don't have to say, well, I know because. You can allow a person to believe that they're the only ones that know something and they're teaching you. And you don't have to counter that and say, I already knew that. I'm already educated in that, because now it looks as if it feels really murky, and it looks like you are still trying to convince somebody that you are valuable, you are valid in your thought, and that you are an educated thinker, right? You don't need to do that. It's not necessary just to prove to somebody else that you have the answer. Now, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't defend yourself or stick up for yourself or speak up for yourself, okay? The reason why I say that is because this is the daughter of baskets, and baskets are cups, and cups are communication. And she's got that on her head, but it shows up upside down. So that's not a bad thing, because it's like shifting into the night, which is movement, okay? And everything's spilling out of her basket, right? So there's a little bit of caution when it comes to saying whatever you got to say, because you can spill all this stuff out of your mind and out of your mouth, and really take two steps backwards when you can just look at the person and say what you need to say in your head and know where you stand at. Like nobody's going to knock you off your block, right? Even if they say it. And that control is so much more important for your evolution than trying to prove somebody else that you got it figured out. That's a heavy lesson, and that is a heavy discipline. So I still work on it myself. So we don't always got to say something. I was always back talking my mother. And I realized later in life, I don't need to say it to her, even if I understood. Even if I got it, I don't need to say to her, okay, Mom, I got it, right? Or any other person. So you might find yourself in the last week, or even shifting that energy over through the weekend, where you feel like you have to stand up for yourself and say what you do know about it. And the reality is you do not. But stand your ground. Stand your ground. You don't have to be run over, right? The High Priestess, she knows things, and she knows what to share and what not to share. She knows what to keep to herself, because she is keeping her own inner wellness, her power solid. So anyways, okay, that is Friday's message. I look forward to connecting with you. I'll be pulling tomorrow. I'm going to do a bird's eye view for the weekend. It's the bird's eye view series, and I'm bringing that back. I love that series. So anyways, I'm glad to be able to share this with you today. Be well, and thank you for visiting my witch's cabin. Ashe.